Bill Henshaw here again, friendly local constitutional counselor from California. And this is a little different subject matter from what I usually do, but in its own way, it's very much related to all the legal issues, the unopposed ones that I advocate. And my comments here are especially directed to women because of the peculiar position you hold on the matter of childbirth. And the question, especially today, why do you want to have children? Whoa. And I can speak to this, by the way. I'm going to tell you at the outset, I'm now in my 48th year of voluntary celibacy. Made my own decisions here for different reasons earlier on, but I realized that the work I do with constitutional law is much more important than having a family. And if I can't put a family first, why should I have one? Tough decision. I'm the last of the line here. They're going to love that in Washington, D.C., my former hometown. Although my sister has a couple of children, but they're both, fucking idiots, like so many of them are today, liberal Democrats. Um, but I did it because I knew I could get more done this way. And I said, well, if I can't put a family first, I can't have one. But I can help you to deal with your children and your posterity. So that's potentially even better. So and you ask yourself, well, why have a kid? And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Congress thinks it has the authority to pass a bill making it felony child abuse to give birth. And they might have a hell of a case to make if we had a lawful Congress in session, which fortunately for this issue we don't. But yeah, why have children? I mean, what's the future going to be here, especially with all artificial intelligence bullshit and increasing federal, regional, martial law rule? And who knows, your own kid may be able to sue you for felony child abuse by giving birth. So I would just think much more about that, um, and change your relationship accordingly. Or you could do what I've done, and it's been hard in some ways, but it's what I was put here to do. I have a divine blessing. I don't know how that happened, but that's much more important. If I help people to make changes and get the system to start to turn around, I will have done the job I was put here to do. And by the way, I think for what it may be worth, that was March 5th, 1857. I don't know how I got from A to B, but I did. I'm from the mid 19th century. And the remarkable news is that I spent a lot of time growing up in Virginia and West Vigas, Virginia in the 1950s. And it wasn't, I think, a whole lot changed from what it had been 100 years ago. So I picked up a lot there that I wouldn't have had I not spent time with my family. And to my embarrassment and shame, by the way, my mom sent me there over the summers to get me away from my alcoholic dad. And I never thought to thank her about that. But nevertheless, that was the situation here that I was dealing with. So I learned to cope with it and I went on from there. So that said, you should give serious consideration here to what I'm saying. By the way, send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com, and we can talk more about this issue and get you up to speed here on what the real situation is. And you can do much better things with your lives. That's even better. That'll make you happier and, your spouse happier if you're married or whoever it is. But yeah, you just have to think about this. There's nothing hard about it. Um, and it just works out better for all of us. And if America goes out of existence because of lack of future generations, well, that's not your fault and it's not my fault. I don't foresee that happening either, mind you. But think seriously about that. I mean, wow, childbirth, you would think perfectly natural thing, but not in this federal, regional, martial law government. So that's it. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe, like the videos, get the word out. The sooner we start taking action, the quicker we make changes here. Thank you.